Hi everyone, today we're going to do Samba fried rice. For this recipe, you're going to need 3 cups of Samba rice. I'm using the Nuri brand, but you can use any brand you like. You should be able to find this in any Asian stores. But if you can't find Samba rice, don't worry, go ahead and just use Basmati rice. But make sure to adjust the water quantity. So for 1 cup of Basmati rice, it will be 1.5 cup of water. Once you've done that, go ahead and rinse the rice a couple of times. Once the water comes clear, just drain the rice. Now go ahead and add in 2 bay leaves, 3 cinnamon sticks, 5 cardamom pods, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 1 vegetable stock cube. This is really important because traditional Samba rice has a really strong smell, and this will really prevent that smell and give a really authentic flavour. Once you've done that, go ahead and add in a teaspoon of ghee, 1.5 teaspoon of salt to taste. Then simply add 5 cups of water to the rice. Finally, I almost forgot, add in half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and give that all a good mix. Now it's just ready to put into the rice cooker. Now, whilst our rice is cooking, let's go ahead and prepare the rest of the ingredients. So you've got 5 eggs, 3 carrots that needs to be shredded, 2 leeks that need to be thinly diced, and 2 onions that needs to be thinly minced. Once you've got your vegetables done, for this recipe I'm using lamb, but you are more than welcome to use any other meat you like for this recipe, but because I'm doing lamb fried rice, I'm using lamb. So begin by just simply adding 1 tablespoon of curry powder, a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and just give it a good mix with your hands. This will make sure that all the meat is completely marinated. Now, in traditional fried rice recipes, we usually tend to fry the meat, but I personally don't like oil and it doesn't really work for my body, so I tend to actually use my air fryer, and it honestly guys, it has really changed my life. You should definitely get an air fryer if you don't have one. Anyhow, once you've marinated the meat, just go ahead and pop it into the air fryer, and now make sure you just lay it thinly in 2 batches. You don't want to overpack the air fryer, and then pop it into the air fryer for around 20 minutes for 200 Celsius, and trust me, this will cook in no time, and literally you don't need any more oil than that. Like, how good is that, guys? Healthy and tasty. Once you've put it in, check it in the middle around 10 minutes later and give it a good shake, and then put it back into the air fryer again. After 10 minutes, it should look something like this. Now go ahead and empty it out and put in the second batch, and then repeat the entire process again with the leftover meat. And there you have it. That's your crispy baked lamb pieces, perfectly cooked without the need of excess oil. And trust me, you will not even feel like you have not fried this, and simply set it aside. Just to let you know guys, alternatively you can actually eat this by itself and just use it as a side dish. It would really go very well with some sliced red onions and a piece of lime. You should definitely try that like I've shown here. Anyway, so now your rice should be ready by now, and as you can see, it's perfectly cooked. And the smell, oh my god, you guys are not here, but it absolutely is amazing. Right, so go ahead and take out all the cardamom pods, bay leaves, and the cinnamon sticks, because honestly, you really don't want to be biting into that when you're having your fried rice. So make sure you do that. So now crack open 5 eggs and put in 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, and give it a good whisk. So I'm using a fork here, but go ahead, use whisk. Whatever works for you guys, all good. Now set that aside and just prepare your pan. So add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and then let it heat up slightly before you pour in the egg mixture, like I didn't do here, but don't worry about that, just carry on doing that. So just pour in the egg mix now, and once you've done that, just give it a good stir. So you have to make sure you're constantly stirring at this point. It should be on a medium flame, and don't go anywhere, because honestly you can easily overcook eggs and it'll be ready in no time. So keep on stirring it patiently. Once your scrambled eggs are ready, just go ahead and add a tablespoon of dried coriander or dried parsley. This will really help to make sure you don't get the egg smell. I really hate that, so go ahead and add any of the two herbs that you like. And there you have it, that's your scrambled eggs. Now set that aside. Now in a wok or a large non-stick pan on medium heat, add in 2 tablespoons of oil. Once the oil is heated up, go ahead and add in the minced onions. I'm using red onions here, but go ahead and use white onions as well if you like. And give it a good stir. Leave it for about 5 minutes or so. Before you add a teaspoon of salt, and give it a good mix. Now saute the onions until translucent, so this might take about 10 minutes. You might have to deglaze the pan now and then because obviously we've only added 2 tablespoons of oil, so just go ahead and add in 6 tablespoons of water. Don't worry, you will not feel that you've added water on this at all. There's no need to have an additional oil in my point of view. It's always worked for me, so don't be afraid. And give it a good stir. This will ensure the pan is not burning, and it also helps caramelize the onions even better. Once the water's evaporated, go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and then add in the thinly diced leeks and the shredded carrots. For the carrots, I've just used the medium grater. And now just give it a good mix. Once you've done that, go ahead and add all the remaining spices. Add in 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of paprika powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of ground coarse pepper. Mix this really well and then just close the lid and cook it for about 10 minutes until all the vegetables has completely softened and cooked. After 10 minutes, add in a 1/4 cup of vegetable stock water and 1/2 teaspoon of cumin powder. This final touch will give a lovely flavour to the recipe. And don't forget to add in any more salt if needed. And there you have it, guys. Our carrots and leeks mix is ready. Now just first remove half of the mix and set it aside. We can then add this later on if we need more. So first of all, we're going to just put in the rice and see if we need it or not. So go ahead and add all the rice and all the other remaining ingredients, the scrambled egg and the lamb pieces as well, and give it a really thorough mix, making sure all the ingredients are incorporated. Now I noticed that I needed more of the mix, so I've just added in a bit more, half of the mix, but you could add in all the mix if you want. It's totally up to you. And there you have it, guys. Our muttu samba rice is ready to be enjoyed. I'm actually serving it with lamb curry today, but you can go ahead and enjoy it with any curry you like. I actually forgot to put in the roasted cashew nuts. What I simply did is I took a 1/4 cup of cashew nuts and I roasted it with a teaspoon of ghee, and it really does lift the flavour. It gives you a very punchy and a nutty flavour. So if you do like nuts, go ahead and add that at the end as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do, please let me know how it goes in the comments below. As always, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you again, guys. I hope to see you again soon.